Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we got Randy, Alex, Corey, Jaimen, and Jasan. I do have a question for you guys. I've mentioned before, I've been dealing with injuries and illness for the last few years, and while I'm not really ready to compete yet, I am looking to relearn my backhand. You know, if you need a 150-foot hyzer bomb, I can do that. But I need a way to practice my footwork and even the grip for a backhand. Are there any videos that you can recommend? Because when I started playing, there were a handful, but I'm sure there's got to be several now, like really good ones. Anybody?
There's the guy that does overthrow.
That's what I was thinking of.
But he's got like playlist upon playlist of anything you'd want to know form-wise.
Okay.
I've only seen probably a fraction of them, but it seems like, just what he's talking about.
Yeah. I'm linking a video to you that it's been like the reference point that I've used since I started playing. It's lead card driving at EO 2013 in slow motion. If people want to look it up, I'm just going to send you the link.
Okay.
It's a side-by-side comparison of Macbeth, Jeremy Colling, Dave Feldberg, and Will Schustrick throwing the same drive in slow motion. And what I usually do is I use videos like Overthrow or just kind of videos that talk about it and then compare it to that video and see what it actually looks like. And, this is 2013, so I don't know if it's quite as state of the art as it used to be, but still all the principles are very sound. And it's a nice way to just envision everything that's happening in your throw and try to learn it that way.
What I'd like to do, because I have a net, if I do a standstill, I could throw just a hyzer, but I need repetition. I'm not a great putter, but I was able to at least figure out some stuff with putting. I don't practice enough, but I spent like a certain amount of time just putt, that repetition. And you kind of, the more I did it, the more I evolved what's more comfortable, what's this, what's that. Because everybody's different. At least this is my opinion, and you guys can correct me. But I feel like a lot of it, it's like baseball batting. Everybody looks different when they're standing up there, but the whole point is exactly the same for everybody, for the most part. Level swing through the strike zone kind of thing. And I think I just need to get repetition to do that. Because right now, if I try to do it more than once, after, I can focus and really do one, but then after that, shoulders and hips and everything get all out of line. So I got to get some repetition in.
The coaching advice I give to a lot of people, mostly for learning a new shot shape, but for you with backhand, it's going to just be like, your driving shot shape is like put your target at like 100 feet, something that's like totally achievable. And then, do it 2-3 times and then back it up 10, 15 feet. And then just like, you can like put markers out or whatever you want to do, but then just like slowly move back and like try to change nothing except for a touch of power. And then you'll kind of feel what you need to change. And like, you might get to a distance where you start yanking it because you're adding so much power like faster. And then you can like figure out where that distance is and like work on it in that kind of region. And that way you're not killing yourself power wise, just trying to do like 300-foot throws or something like that and like getting frustrated.
What about grip? Is there anything in particular? Because I've always had a problem with grip.
I just watched a really great Holland Handley, I think is how you say her name, video. Mm-hmm. Everybody always talks about putting your disc in the like that crease of your hand that runs from your palm to your pointer finger. And that's great. The thing that she added to it that I hadn't really thought about is you want the disc parallel to the bottom of your forearm. Your disc should make a straight line with the bottom of it. And then the other thing that she talked about, and this is where I've been having nose angle problems. And I think it's because I just started to think about it too much. I think I was doing fine until I started trying to look at it. If you're trying to pour the coffee, that's kind of the saying that a lot of people use for putting your thumb down. If you're trying to do that through your entire throw, it actually results in a nose up throw. She talks about releasing the disc with your hand sideways, kind of like you're backhanding somebody.
Sure.
And that I think has helped me a lot with my nose angle. Because I think before I was like finishing with my pinky up and almost air bouncing it, because that's the, I guess, not logical, but that's the conclusion that I was coming to with pouring the coffee through my entire throw, when I think that wasn't helping. I don't know if any of that made sense, but Holland Handley made it make sense.
I'm going to pick up that video because I feel like that could be something that, because I also have like, I've always struggled with nose angle problems, and everyone's talking about pour the coffee. So now I'm like basically trying to rip my wrist out of place, trying to pour the coffee so hard. And I went from overdoing
the shit out of that coffee, man.
There's no coffee left in the carafe, and my disc is 30 feet in the air. What the fuck? So what I was doing is I was like pushing my thumb down through the entire process of throwing. And kind of what I realized is that when I put the disc out and then rotate it around my thumb while I'm pushing down, it like pops the opposite end of the disc up. Does that make sense? Like, I think in my throwing motion, I had a misconception where the disc was almost coming out of the back of my hand. And obviously it wasn't. It goes back to that kinesthetic awareness thing that I've talked about before, is that I had a misconception in my brain of where the disc was coming out. I felt like I was ripping it so hard that it was coming out behind my hand. Logically speaking, I know that's not possible, but that's just how it felt to me. Like I had lost all concept of the fact that I have to open up my wrist and then the disc goes around the pivot point for it to actually go. So like I was paying attention to the nose angle and the wrong time of the throw, I guess is the short version of that. So I was focusing on it when the disc was still essentially backwards.
Right. And that's kind of what they talk about with the whole like tilting your wrist thing, right? Because like when the disc comes out of your hand, your wrist is going to be unraveled.
Yeah. What I think is that I was worrying about something that I didn't need to worry about. I mentioned it to Jason at one point. He's like, "Oh, that's interesting. I thought of you as a nose down thrower." I was like, "Shit." I don't think I was quite as nose up as I thought I was. I think I was just thinking about it too much and making changes where I didn't need to make them. Nose angle is important, but also the trajectory of your disc, like where you're aiming it, is just as important. If you think about Heiser Creek, Jeff Wachowski posted a video a long time ago now of a side-by-side comparison with me and somebody else throwing that hole.
I think it was Jason, right?
Were you not here when I brought this up? When did I mention this?
Last week?
No, maybe I think it was more than that. Actually, it was probably weeks and weeks ago where I said how I think I have the same problem that Jason did back then in that video. He still does.
Yeah, so with that, I'm thinking about on my reach back, bringing my disc up so that it has nowhere else to go but down. That's what I mean when I'm talking about like you can't aim low enough at Mighty Gaw. Like I am aiming at a spot that's incredibly low. When I'm playing hole 12 at Heiser Creek, I'm aiming short of the 400 rock because I'm never going to throw my disc that low.
That's what I thought. And then I threw it in front of Wachowski's feet as he was standing at the 400 rock.
Yeah, and you had a great upshot, right?
No, the drive wasn't the problem. It was the upshot.
Okay, you had a great chance at an upshot. I shouldn't say
I
you had a
did.
great
Yeah,
upshot.
no, I did.
All right. Got something to start with. All right. So it looks like more than half of us were at the HelderBERG Championship, while the rest of us were actually, trying to make our parks a little better. Jason, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Love My Park Day, or do you want to let these fools talk about HelderBERG?
Let's hear about HelderBERG
All right.
first.
So we got the HelderBERG Championship Pro-Am XC Tier in Voorheesville, New York. Tournament Director Randy Bemis, Assistant Tournament Director Adam Nelson. So Randy, how'd it go?
It went really well. I think I'll wait for Corey's and Jaimen's opinions, I guess. But it felt like it went. Oh yeah, Alex was there too. He's so
He's sitting right here.
Oh man. A lot of the things I was like anxious about going wrong didn't, which was really nice. So like a few people dropped out last minute. So we had a few spare discs in the event someone lost one, and then no one lost one. So that didn't even matter. So those people that dropped last minute are just going to get their players pack and not really like lose their money in a sense, which is pretty great.
So it looks like 66 players. That means in theory, if enough people showed up to fill it, anybody who dropped, you would have just done a refund or something, or how would that work?
So most of those drops happened like within 48 hours of the event. And we were a little hesitant to just give refunds because like we paid for player pack items.
Absolutely.
And so I think, and I don't know if this is like against the rules or anything, but so we had, I think 2 pros drop kind of last minute. So I refunded their $10, which was like the pro purse buy-in, but not the 25, which was like their player pack coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that really didn't affect anything. And like those players, I think, wanted the player pack anyways. So it worked out nice.
I think the standard way PDGA does it is, I'm not sure exactly what the cutoff is, but I think it's if somebody drops within, a week of the event, you're obligated to either give them their players pack or half of their entry fee.
I think it's 20%.
Is it 20%? I want to say there might even be like different tiers. Like if it's within a month, it's like half. If it's a week, it's like, only a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
There is some guidance there. I don't remember what it is, but the alternative is always just give them their players pack and call it a day.
Yeah, people were really chill when they reached out about dropping out. It was usually just like, I'll take the players pack, or like, I don't care about the money. And it was like, okay, like works for me.
Right.
So that went pretty smooth.
Sounds to me like you actually gave more than than you were probably required to by the PDGA.
Yeah, probably. I guess I could have like taken the $10 and like added it to the pool, but at the end of the day, it would have been like $2 or type of thing per person that cashed. Like it didn't really affect the ending payout. Although I'm sure the guys on the line are mad about the $2 they missed out on.
I want my $2.
Yeah.
Anybody better off dead? Nobody? I'll put a clip in, maybe. I don't know. It's an 80s movie. I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Alrighty. So yeah, Adam did an awesome job. Like we were definitely co-TDs. I did a lot of the running around in the morning with last minute setup stuff, and he was getting people checked in. He has a really good like wrestler intro voice. Like he was kind of like putting it on, like announcing everything.
I was impressed.
Yeah, he like yelled, "Bring it in," and I was not ready for it, and I like jumped off the ground.
Yeah.
Like he was right next to me. It scared me so bad.
I was not surprised that you had Adam be like the voice of the tournament.
Yeah, during the round, he was on the card behind me. And you could just like hear him carrying a conversation, not unlike Jeff, while you were, 100 yards away. You could just hear him talking.
And then you put him and me on a card together and
yeah. Yep. And then I think some last minute stuff came together really nice. Kat helped me out with T signs, which I think helped everybody know all the, because the OB, I couldn't like flag all the OB. I guess I could have, but for a 1-round tournament, a 1-disc tournament, I didn't think I had to flag like 100-yard sections of the course. So just having like pavement and stuff as OB and having it on the sign worked out pretty nicely.
What were the trophies?
Oh, yeah. So I kind of kept it a secret till the day of, but I like just went out and gathered these like 7 or 8 inch square rocks that I won't say where I sourced them from, but it took a minute to get them all. Kat got, I think, half of them, and they all could stand up on a table, which is like, you kind of got to find good rocks to get something like that, because I wanted them to be nice trophies, and had to like wash them all off and dry them. And then I hand painted like HelderBERG Championship, and then like first place, and then the division. And I had people walking up in the morning like excited about the trophies, which I did not expect. I thought I was being a goofball doing like arts and crafts while watching the Bruins game, and that people actually thought the trophies were fun.
They were badass. Like,
yeah, I like that.
Because you don't receive rocks as trophies, and also for the meme that, like, man, imagine if like Brody Smith got to hold the picture of someone winning a rock, comparing it to a world's trophy or something. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to make people carry like 10-pound rocks around for winning. And then I went out of my way to make one for the distance competition, where I wrote out, I threw a Berg really far, and all I got was this rock, which took me quite a long time to paint that onto a rock. Kyle won that one, and like he seemed super pumped to be holding that one up for his picture. So I was pretty happy people liked the trophies.
You had played around before, is that correct, with a Berg?
So when I laid the course out, I was playing with a different plastic Berg, like a more, I don't know, like I can't remember which one is which. So more like star plastic, like more premium. And I didn't even putt. I just kind of like did the tee shots. So I didn't exactly know what my score would be or anything. I just wanted to like make sure the holes made sense.
Was the tournament disc similar or much different, would you say?
It was a fairly grippy baseline plastic. They actually were on the stable side, which I didn't throw the tournament. Even though I had it ahead of time, I did not throw the tournament disc until that morning. And they definitely were a little stable, which was nice. They would hyzer the end of their flight a little bit, whereas some Bergs just like parachute down to the ground when they're done flying. So if you're used to throwing shots that are going to move left and then they don't, you're going to, end up 30 feet away instead. So, I mean, I was definitely pleased with the tee shots with the Berg. The putting was a different story, but they don't glide, it turns out. So like my normal putting style, like I just was drilling cage from like 25 feet and could not figure it out. Like I hit band like after I adjusted and then I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. But I don't know. It seemed like not everybody had that big a struggle with the putting. They definitely go straight when you putt like hard, which is pretty nice.
So 2 questions. How was your round? And then will the Berg get into your bag?
Ooh. All right. So my round was kind of classic for me, where I was throwing pretty good shots and missing most of my putts. And with the Berg especially, like trying to adjust my putt mid-round was a little weird. I definitely hit a couple long ones because I was committed, but then I would like undercommit on the 25 footers for some reason, which is the same even without a Berg. But I was still happy. I like throwing, lower speed discs. It definitely fit my game. even though the ratings don't count, they seemed pretty accurate. Like once again, I was like a couple putts off of a decent rating. So I don't think it would have hurt if these were rated rounds for most people either. It seemed pretty good.
I'd be happy with it for sure.
And then I'm like tempted to put it in my bag, actually. I already have like multiple approach discs. The only slot it might take would be those long runs. I find myself at that like 40-foot mark, really like undercommitting with my, like I put with a Warden and it's a little beat in and they kind of glide. And that like 40-foot distance is where I start to get a little worried that I'm going to go past if I like zing it. So I end up kind of floating it there. Feel like with the Berg, I'd be much more willing to send it because it's only going to go like 10 feet past. So I'm definitely tempted.
But if you're going to use it as like a specialty disc, what 2 drivers are you going to take out of your bag to fit that puppy in?
Oh, exactly. I would need to get a new bag because I already have like 6 different like upshot discs like shoved into the top parts of my bag.
So it's a maybe?
It's a maybe. The plastic was nice and grippy. It might come back in like the fall or the winter for sure because it felt really nice.
Well, now you have a premium plastic and a grippy plastic. Which one would you pick to put in the bag if you were to?
If I was going to use it for more general use, like upshots, like if I was going to, I don't know if I could take my Envy out of the bag, but that type of use where I'm like hitting it hard for more like 200-foot shots, probably the premium plastic.
All right. Jaimen, how was your round?
It was okay. I like showed up a little bit late. I was out late the night before, so I didn't get any time to really play with it and test it out. I threw one warm-up shot kind of as a joke and spent like the first like 6 or 7 holes figuring out what the hell the thing did. I putted with it a bit before the 2 minutes, but it took me a while to figure out what it did. I'm still not 100% sure I understand what it did, but it's always fun to throw a new disc and try to learn on the go. I really appreciate these kind of tournaments. I think they keep disc golf fun and from being monotonous. I don't think I'm going to bag that plastic of one. I did buy another one in an attempt to try and learn the Berg before the event and just like didn't ever have the time. So I might throw that one at some point, but again, I haven't learned it. So nothing's going in the bag yet. Honestly, probably just because I'm a head case and now I've had a few bad experiences with it not going where I wanted it to. I'm sure it's an absolutely fine disc and it does exactly what a normal person tells it to do. But yeah, I don't know. I think that having a library of good shots with the discs that you throw in your mind when you're like lining up your shots is helpful to continuing to have good shots with those discs. So no, but only because I'm a head case.
We'll just cut everything else and just leave that part because I'm right. How familiar are you with this course in general? And then what did you think of the layout?
I thought they did a really great job with the layout. The like little temples were super fun. I don't remember any of the hole numbers, so I'm not even going to try. But yeah, like it seemed that whenever I showed up to one of the temples, it was like directly exploiting the part of my game that I was uncomfortable with at that point. Like I felt like the Berg was turning over too much for me. I would try to throw it straight and it would turn over, and then I'd try to throw it on a hyzer and it would go straight. And it was just like, it kind of felt like a magic 8-ball as far as angles are concerned. But no, it was super fun. As far as the course is concerned, I think I've only played it in these kind of events. The last time I played it was a trilogy challenge. So I don't know if I've ever thrown my own discs at that course. I'm pretty pissed that Kyle took my distance throwing rock.
Ooh, yeah. So we had a distance competition at the end. I'll start with Corey would have won the whole thing if he didn't clip that tree. Like Adam, who was the one standing at the disc so I could shoot it with the rangefinder. Afterwards, Adam straight up was like, yeah, Corey's had another like 40 feet left in it. Like it would have taken it. So sorry, Corey.
That 1 in 1,000th time when like things actually work and I get freaking treed.
Yeah.
At a distance competition. Tree shouldn't be in no goddamn distance competition.
There's only like 2 out there. Yeah.
I know.
I will say that the 2 people that threw further than him just didn't hit the tree.
But yeah, the rangefinder, so like I don't use those a ton. So I would shoot Adam with it like 3 or 4 times just to make sure I was like getting the right number. So with Kyle and Jaimen, I shot like multiple times and it got 230 and 231 each time. So I just rounded to the high one, 231. And somehow they both threw exactly 231, which is like too close to call. So they had to do a throw off at the end. And I think Kyle just had a little better angle on his.
All right, hit the damn tree.
Oh, you did hit the tree. I'll learn. I'll get a different field next time.
No, I think that's perfect. It's like throw distance with a little bit of accuracy. It's not like the Berg is going way off course.
Yeah, I threw mine way off course. I decided to just go as big a Annie as I could, and I like hit my shoulder on the pull through and threw it way off to the right, which was still 210. I'm not too mad about that.
Alex, what about your round?
So layout was great. Every time I stepped up to a hole, I was like, okay, I can do something with this. It may not be something I'm particularly good at, but it's something, there's a lot of courses where I walk up and I'm like, I have no clue what the heck I'm going to do here.
Had you thrown a Berg before?
I had done a little bit of throwing with a Berg. There's a course at Ichabod Crane School that's, 6 holes intended for, middle schoolers. So it's like 100, 150 feet holes and, super casual. And me and my family went and played that one a couple of times through to prep for this. But that was, very minimal practice. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the course. I would like to go out there sometime, and actually play, the real, official holes. But yeah, I really liked the adjustments that were made for the Berg specifically. Just felt good about that. Yeah, warming up, I pretty much just focused on putting because I figured eventually, like the course seemed open enough that I could get myself to, 20, 25 feet on a lot of holes. So as long as I can, dial in that putting, I'll be okay. And I did not feel good about my putting coming out of warmups, but I ended up doing all right in the actual round. So that's always good. I kind of had the opposite problem of Jaimen though, where he would turn things over or flip things to flat, and I would, I'd throw pretty hard and put it on hyzer and it'd stay on hyzer. And then I'd try to throw really hard and I'd throw it into the ground. So I don't know what exactly I'm doing there, but there's nose angle issues that I got to work on there. But I could not get mine to flip over no matter what I did, which led me to miss the frickin' double Mando hole, which frustrated me a lot. But yeah, enjoyed the disc. Definitely not making it into my bag. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. It feels a little bit weird in my hand, to be honest. But, enjoyed throwing it for just that round. Didn't have any problems with that. Lately, I've been a big proponent of minimizing the number of discs in my bag at any given time. So if I can cover 2 different shots with 1 disc, then I'm gonna do that. And this feels like a very specialty disc that I'm gonna pull out, once every 3 rounds or something like that. So yeah, not really my style, not what I'm looking for, but it's still enjoyable to do on the day.
All right. Corey, what about you?
Yeah, I've definitely played Thatcher before. I played the Trilogy Challenge that Jaimen mentioned. Definitely played a few times casually up there, but there's multiple reasons why I have not played that course much in the past 5 years, and that's because you got to pay to park there usually. The golf isn't that interesting, and
you had me at pay to park, Corey.
Yeah. If I got to think about paying to park places, but it's fun. It's definitely a good course for this kind of thing. Ace races, one disc challenges, trilogy challenges. I wouldn't necessarily go out there with my full bag and try to play around. This is the kind of place you go to play Rip Revenge or Disc Dice
HelderBERG Championship.
HelderBERG Championship, have a putter only round or whatever. Thatcher is perfect for it. The views too. It's just for me is a place that I think about to go actually play disc golf.
Sounds like it's right up my alley, to be honest with you, based on what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a cool spot. If nothing else, there's not really tournaments there. So if I'm playing, I'm usually trying to practice for something.
They do dubs or anything?
No, they don't do anything there. It's kind of a shame, but I like it's Mark and Randy have talked about, and Kenji. Changes to that course will be good and long overdue, I think.
What did you think of the layout?
The layout was cool. I mean, for the most part, it was unchanged. So I was already familiar with a few of the holes, or most of the holes. I thought that making that hole have a double Mando was interesting. And that was from a shorter tee, right? Is that a flag area? Yeah.
Yeah, the normal tee shot is 400
ridiculous
feet. Yeah.
No, I thought the layout was good, especially for this tournament. There was only a couple holes. Well, was there even a couple holes? There's 1 or 2 holes where it was even for the guys that were able to throw the putter far, like Kyle or Jaimen or me, they almost seemed unreachable or unbirdieable. But then I watched Kyle birdie that double Mando hole, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it is possible. But yeah, the layout was fun. How did I play? So I already came into this as the guy that's known to not throw putters. And I don't know, I kind of thought that it'd be a really great time to throw a disc that's not an end of a halo. It's a putter, and beat a lot of these guys who are kind of like vegans. No offense, Jaimen, even though you're not a vegan. But like, where the joke is that a vegan has to tell you they're vegan. Oh, that's how putter people are. I'm like, they'll get to the tee pad and they'll be like, I'm throwing a putter on this hole. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm throwing a leopard tree. So, David, Randy, good putter throwers. Jay Frey's a great putter thrower. Jaimen's a good putter thrower. Alex throws a lot of putters. And then there's me that doesn't throw any putters. So I thought it'd be cool if I could like beat a bunch of putter guys with
their own disc, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I've thrown a Berg a couple times. Usually it's like playing catch, like on lunch or before a round.
I would imagine it's pretty good for that, no? Or like a warm-up disc?
Yeah, especially because it doesn't really go far. So like you can actually throw it hard and kind of, not like throw your arm out hard warming up. You can actually put a little pace on it and not have to be 280 feet apart. But yeah, no, I played pretty good. I kind of started off kind of cold, and I think I like parred like 6 or 7 holes in a row, which is kind of hard to think about at that course. But I saved some really good pars. I went OB on, I think, 1 hole and had to make like a 20-foot comebacker. None of these guys have mentioned it, but it was pretty windy up there too. I mean, Thatcher Park is basically on the edge of a cliff, and it gets a little breezy. So that was also kind of tough trying to throw, this glideless putter, whether it was a headwind or a tailwind. But I had a really strong back 9 and put some holes together to finish in this log jam of second place with 4 of us or something like that.
John Hafner, Brian Bickersmith, and Alex Potts, and yourself.
Yep. I got the CTP for the pro field. So I think CTP prizes were, what would you call them, Randy?
Brewmates. They're like insulated can koozies, like stainless ones. They were nice. Yeah.
So now I can look extra fancy when I'm drinking a Utah Club. But yeah, fun tournament. Good job. Good job, Randy and Adam.
Is that disc going to make your bag?
Oh no, you should have started with that question because that's a easy no. It's not Innova. It's not Halo. It's a putter. For those 3 reasons, I'm out. And I mean, it was kind of funny because at least this plastic, like, it's pretty not durable. I was looking at my disc after the words, and I'm like, I don't think I threw it into pavement at all this entire round. So I think it just gets really beat up from hitting the chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a white one, so I didn't know they were getting beat up. And then I looked at Alex's when I caught up to their card, and it was just like it was a blue one, and you could just see like every single ding. And we were like halfway through the round, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
But I'll hold on to it. It'll go in my bag of tournament stamp discs. I'll look at it again in 15 years and remember all the fun I had.
Or you could just listen to this again,
Yeah. Watched Justin Frey get an ace during the tournament in the card ahead of us.
Oh yeah, we heard
Yep.
that one.
He didn't react at all. I had to like run around the corner to confirm that it was in because it was like a kind of blind shot.
Mm.
And he was just like so chill about it. So annoying.
Was that the only ace?
Yeah, that was the only ace. So he took home the money.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think Joe Karen and Kenji Klein, among other people, played like a funsy round afterwards, with all their discs, and I think both of them aced.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On a card with Jay Frey.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Wait, so did you hang around for that, Randy or Adam, or did you just hit to like hang out so those guys were still using your baskets?
Oh no, we packed up immediately. I think everyone played the standard layout. I did a lap at the end and picked up all the T signs and the flags, so it was.
And you peeled out.
Oh yeah.
So next year, HelderBERG Championship Part 2, Randy?
I don't know. Me and Adam had a good time and we kind of want to keep it going, but I think we'll change the disc up. We might try to brainstorm more strange coincidences with the names of discs and locations, or I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but I feel like, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like it was a good one-time thing. Everyone got to try the disc out, but I'd be afraid to run another one and have like less people sign up because they already did it and maybe they didn't love the disc for whatever reason. We didn't have a wait list, so it was just popular enough.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd do another Berg one, but you did say something about a Glitch World Championship thing, didn't you?
Yeah, so like just heard about it too late. So it has to be run during the month of June, and I'm already 2 of my weekends are already booked up with mind kill related things.
Right.
So it's just not going to happen. Because, my gut reaction was like, oh, I'll run a glitch qualifier tournament. Yeah. And then I looked at the rules and everything, and it's like, nope, I did not learn about this soon enough.
Yeah.
Maybe next year then.
Yeah.
I do think that there might be a glitch event happening up in Glens Falls that,
Ooh.
but I have no actual evidence of that, just like murmurs of it.
So if I'm correct, Jaimen, you extended your cash streak to 3.
Possibly, yeah.
And Corey as well.
Am I at 3? I do appreciate the random people that come up to me and be like, good job in extending your streak.
Alex would have started one, but he didn't take cash. He's trying to keep his amateur status.
Yeah, keeping the AM status for this year at least. I don't know what my plans are around AM Worlds or if I'm ever going to do AM Worlds. Like, especially after Welcome to the Jungle, I don't think I'm ready to, like fully step into the world of MPO. So we'll see how I end up rating wise at the end of this year. Chances are I'll probably, officially step up next year.
Jaimen, it's at least 3, I believe. Yours. I didn't go that far back, but I know. I'm pretty sure.
You might be right. I mean, if it goes into 2023, I know I didn't cash at my last couple of events. So
One other thing I did want to ask about, Alex, the pot showdown in FA1. Any info?
Oh, yeah.
Was there any legal doctrine passed around?
No official statement there, but I can say Dell's been practicing a lot lately. I see the improvement. We had played Colonial Acres on Friday right before and considered taking Bergs up, but never ended up doing it. But she ended up shooting straight even on reds and whites. So I think she was like 6 down on reds and 6 over on whites, which was just super impressive. So yeah, she's putting in the work and seeing improvement. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how far she goes.
So FA3 was Shayna DeSapio was your winner. William Harrison won MA3. Del Potts FA1. Mike LaRue won MA1, and Kyle Hirsch with a -11 took the MPO division. Did anybody play with Kyle? How was he throwing?
Yeah, he played on the card with me. It was me, Kyle, Brian Bickersmith, and Adam Nelson. Kyle played good. He played as good as Kyle normally does. I think he also went bogey free. Yeah, no, he did the thing.
And because this is an XC tier, the ratings don't count, but he was 4 shy of 1,000 rated with a Berg. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I'm looking at scores. It does look like he bogeyed hole 18.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot about bogey and hole 18. Oh yeah, he did it. I forgot it was 19 holes or 20 holes. So when I was looking at my U-disc, I didn't scroll down far enough where that had the 7 to the last 2 holes. Yeah, he screwed that one up.
Who did go bogey free though was Mr. Corey Cook.
I did. Yeah, I think Brian sent me some statistics, and I tried to pull them up on my Teams app. And we were talking about it at work, and for whatever reason, Teams wasn't showing those specific messages. But I don't know if he said 5 people went bogey free, and also that number could be wrong. But the MPO CTP hole, do you guys remember, like up the hill, kind of a flex shot with a disc that doesn't flex?
Yep,
Exactly.
5 people in MPO birdied that hole. 4 of them were on our card. And I was parked for the CTP.
So what would you say is more impressive, Jason? Winning at -11 with a bogey or throwing -9 with no bogeys at all? You guys will understand this in a bit, but I'm just curious of what Jason thinks of that.
I mean, my last statement was, more birdies is better, right?
That's fair. Okay, you got it. All right. Anything else on the HelderBERG Championship?
I think it was super smoothly done. Yeah, really enjoyed the event. Nice job, Randy.
Thank you.
Oh, great job by all. Kat Bemis did the T signs, and she wanted that to be known. She did a great job with them.
Randy didn't proofread it enough.
What? There was like one sign or something that was a little messed up?
There was one sign that said like all OBs go to drop zone, and also on the same sign, OBs take it where you went out.
Yeah.
So there's confusion there. And then we had to call you on the par 4 to see if the road was OB or if it was road and beyond OB.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about exactly, was because I didn't have flags. You could assume if I said road OB, that meant like a river, like road, just the road. So next time I do that, I will specify like road and across OB, but not too bad.
Yeah. I just remember because Kat called you, because it was me, Jaimen, Joe Karen, and Kat on a card. and she called you, and you were like 100 feet directly to our right.
Yeah, I realized I could shoot guys all of a sudden.
All right. So Saturday was also I Love My Park Day. Does anybody know of anything that was going on? Like, does anybody have any updates for courses?
I've got some updates from Stony Kill. I wish I could have been there, but a whole bunch of people were out at Stony Kill. They did a whole bunch of bench building. I want to say they said 6 new benches for like during that session, and they all look super nice. There's some pictures on Discap. They got some of the trees down on holes 1 and 2, but what's going to end up happening there is the town supervisor is going to come out and help them take down some of the trees that are particularly dangerous. But due to scheduling issues, he wasn't able to make it out.
He said doo-doo.
He did.
I said doo-doo, but sure. But yeah, scheduling issues made it so he couldn't be out there on Saturday, and then it rained on Sunday. So we're still unfortunately with no clear timeline on when holes 1 and 2 are going to be back. But you know, the wheels are turning. Hopefully soon.
Talking about Mind Killer earlier, I heard they had a work day as well.
Yeah, so the park did I Love My Park Day, and then for disc golf, Dan Eigner went out, represented disc golfers, and did some cleanup on 11 and 12. I haven't actually been there in a while to see anything, but he also mentioned that he moved hole 13 to the tournament position. Now in the long spot.
Damn it! I played there Friday, and I didn't get the full experience because it was in the other spot.
Right,
I just
so
went out there too early.
13's there, and then the other ones will be closer to the event. Hole 2 takes a lot more work to put in. That's your updated Mind Kill.
Hard to believe we're only like a month out from that.
Yeah, less than a month.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, if you could just make it so that it's not 90 degrees, but it's not raining, and it's also kind of dry, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
So you want
see
an
what
October tournament?
Not at Mind Kill.
Yeah.
Mind Kill, you're going to get some crazy weather pretty much, like I'd say more than 50% of the time. It's like the first or second year we played it, we literally had 80 something degree weather, and then a snowstorm came in, and it was when it was held in May. So I was like, okay, I got to move this to June now. And then in June, we've had like some other crazy weather. But I think June's the most like neutral climate for Mind Kill, and the grass isn't outrageously high by then. It's still pretty rough, but it's not like July or August. July and August is like super hot, and the rough is just brutal.
All right. Looks like Wedge had I Love My Park Day. Dave Etier, Billy Blade Harwood, and Christopher Jardin did some work. We talked about this before, but they were doing mulch on the park itself, not necessarily on the disc golf course, which I think is great because it just shows that, you know, you don't always have to just work on the disc golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Give the rest of the park some love. Jeff did some stuff at Shannon Taha. Hole 3 got some stairs down to the creek, and the landing zone on 4 is wider. Jason, you had is it just called Greenville Park? Is there a course name for that?
There's not a course name yet, so we've just been referring to it as Greenville Disc Golf Course. It's at George Vanderbilt Park.
What were the goals for I Love My Park Day, and what did you achieve?
So the not-for-profit reached out to me, like, hey, the guy that you met, Bill, he's the president of the not-for-profit Community Partners Greenville. He reached out and said, hey, can you get some disc golfers to show up for Park Cleanup Day? And he's worked in the state parks for a long time, so, you know, he's kind of kept the tradition of I Love My Park going at the town park. And I told him that at the time I was signed up for the HelderBERG, and I was like, well, you know, it's the same day as I Love My Park Day, so I usually go to Mind Kill, and I'm also signed up for other event. I was like, I'm not sure how many people we can get, but I'll try to do that. So put some requests out. People showed up. Really thankful they showed up. Going into it, my goal was just to kind of make a good impression with the town. I wanted to get the baskets all installed, so we have a 9-hole loop right now, and I had got the disc catchers like, I don't know, a while ago and assembled them at my house. And the week prior, Jess and I just kind of went crazy working on the course. We got all of the disc catchers in. So I thought it was going to be pretty light work day. So I was planning on a late work day in the morning and then kind of like a play in the afternoon to break it in. And it was not at all a light work day. People showed up ready to work and got a ton of stuff done. I mean, the crew that we had like totally kicked ass. Removed a truckload of broken glass and metal, cleaned up a bunch of fairways. We installed benches that Mike Schwartz made. So I went to his house Friday night, got 5 benches. I ended up accidentally breaking one. So we installed 4, and they look pretty good. They kind of add to the course. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So like cleaning up all the glass and metal, I thought was like great. PR for disc golfers. A few weeks ago, I created a Facebook page for Greenville Disc Golf, and I posted up the photo of us with like the trash and stuff. And it got shared to the non-for-profit, the Community Partners of Greenville, got shared to like these Greenville event pages. And then today, the town of Greenville actually shared it. So just thank you to everybody that came out and like represented disc golf. I think it was like a really good image for disc golf with the town of Greenville. So we had Sparky Spalding came out, Peter Lundstedt, Doug Eli, who was one of the guys that first requested the course. Jess showed up a little late with the kids because she had T-ball, but she ended up bringing pizza and stuff, so that was good. And then a couple people from the park showed up that I didn't, they were just volunteers. I had no idea who they were, but we introduced them to disc golf. I gave them some putters and, kind of showed them, basically what disc golf's about. Then some guy from Maybook drove up. I guess he's like disc golf royalty because he's been doing a podcast for the last 5 years. But
well, I wanted to find out where it was because you had told me before, and I'm like, well, what better time to go? It was a beautiful day. It worked out perfect.
It was a beautiful day, yeah. And it's a beautiful course. The property is like very picturesque. You have amazing views of the Catskill Mountains. I think probably some of the best views in my opinion, but maybe a little biased.
The glass though, what was the deal with that? It was like on the hill by hole 9.
Yeah, originally there was like, this old property, farms and stuff. So there's like these dump sites. A lot of courses have them. I wanted to have a path that led from hole 9 back to 1 to kind of make a loop. And this dump site was in our way. And Jess and I had like kind of started picking at it, and there's just so much stuff there. They were like, we gave up, and I made a switchback going up the other way to just totally avoid it. But that didn't get relayed to the park. The park was like, oh, well, let's start cleaning this up. And they were planning on bringing like some loads of fill in to like after we got all the stuff to level it out. And we end up getting, I think, like I would say at least 90% of the stuff that's there. Like there's probably stuff buried from years and years of just people dumping there. But
old glass from like an apothecary or something like that. Like all these weird shaped bottles.
Oh, a Jaimen's kombucha.
That's exactly what it is.
Full glass bottles like wrapped under roots. It was insane.
Yeah.
You brush aside some dirt and then you're like, oh, wow, there's a whole new treasure trove of glass. And then like old beer cans from Corey, probably with his Utica clubs. And it was insane how much in that one small spot. I feel like we can go out there and fill the same amount of stuff up again. Probably with a little digging, but
if you dig down, probably, yeah. Because it looks like there was stone walls there that kind of like collapsed at some point.
And enough bones that I was worried we were going to be on Dateline or something at some point. Because we saw a lot of bones.
Yeah, so I think back in the day, farmers and stuff, they didn't have landfills, so they would use their own property, and they would have like a dump site for metal and glass and stuff in the back of their property, and they would also throw like animal carcasses, like whatever, there too, because that's like their landfill. So I think that's probably some of the bones that we were finding, but. Yeah, there's some cool artifacts too. Like we found a license plate from '62 and some like old bike tires and stuff.
Oh yeah, the license plate. It was like what 5132, and I'm like, dude, you got to make hole 5 132 feet long so you can use this as your T sign. Yeah. Which I actually explained the T signs because that was pretty clever because this is a course that you can't use all the land year round. So you found a pretty ingenious way to do the T sign.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know if I wouldn't call it ingenious. But
I did. You don't have to.
So I just wanted to have some like temporary signs because it's tough to navigate and it's on UDIS, but it's hidden. And there's a lot of local people that saw the baskets and that aren't on UDIS that have been like trying to play it and not really knowing what hole they're on. So I took a log from my house that's probably like 12 inches to 16 inches in diameter and just cut 1 inch slices from it and then use a wood burner to just put like hole 1, hole 2, hole 3. Drilled a pretty big hole, like a 5/8 to 3/4 inch hole in the top, and then put a 60 penny nail, which is like a pretty big spike high up in a tree. And then the T sign hangs on there. So the T signs are not actually like fixed to the tree. You can take them on and off as you need. And my thought was as we're switching layouts and stuff, I can just move the whole numbers around because they don't have any graphics or distances. It's strictly the whole number. But yeah, as Pat said, the course right now, we have 2 layouts basically that are getting designed. One is a winter layout that's going to use the entire fields, which there's some massive fields there. They get farmed in the summer. They grow hay, different types of hay and corn and other stuff through the fields. And then in the summertime, there's enough woods that we'll have an 18-hole layout in the woods. And so the 9 that I have installed right now is the kind of holes that both of those layouts will mostly share. And the holes right now, they have some longer pin positions and tee positions in mind to make it more challenging, but I wanted to install a very shorter, beginner-friendly course, so they're all in like the short position right now. And I'm thinking about like calling like the like hidden forest loop, or just like naming the loop something, because I think I don't know, it's a unique thing. You have to walk very far to get back there. It's like almost half a mile away from where you would park and like where the pavilion and stuff is, because you can only access the parking lot and the pavilion like in the winter layout when the field holes are used. Otherwise, it gets too close to walking paths and stuff.
The thing I liked about it was it's not even a front 9 or a back 9. It's kind of like a middle 9, right?
Yeah, I just want to have a 9-hole loop kind of in the middle to just kind of get disc golf going in the area. I don't want to bite off a lot, because I feel like to get a lot of like a support group and a core group of people to support the course, you got to start off like small, and a small 9-hole layout is like the perfect way to do that. People play it, they'll like understand what disc golf is, and then from there they can help kind of install the rest of the course, and it's just not me and Jess doing everything.
It also helps to get workers. It's like when you can say, hey, let's do some work and then play some disc golf, it's a lot more appealing than, hey, let's just do some work, so eventually at some point in the future we can play some disc golf.
Yeah, that's a good point. That, and too, like when you have even just 9 holes in, you can use that 9 holes to like have smaller events. Like we can now, with those 9 holes, we can run like beginner clinics and little exhibitions and stuff. Whereas if we were trying to get the full 18 in right away, we wouldn't be there, and people would just be wondering what the heck we're doing in the woods.
I wanted to talk about Bill a little bit. Even when you weren't around, he was kind of the talk of everybody else, because this guy Bill, apparently he's worked at other courses. So he wasn't like, a lot of times when you're putting a disc golf course in an area, you've got to like show them how disc golf can be a benefit. But apparently this guy's been at a few places where he already knows. And that is such a huge relief in a way.
Yeah, he's been a huge proponent of disc golf in Greenville. I'm very thankful he's the president of the not-for-profit. He's got a lot of history with disc golf, some of it good, some of it bad. I think, overall, he's probably one of the best proponents we could ask for. When he did like the initial design for Thatcher, which in my opinion, wasn't a great design. And I think when the people in Greenville asked for a course there, he kind of initially was involved, and I'm really thankful that he kind of relinquished the design to other people that are into disc golf more. Like he's, he doesn't really play, but
well, he did mention he could throw like a 75-foot hyzer, so I don't know if he doesn't play.
Yeah, but Bill's been very helpful for us like getting stuff. Anything I need, he's like willing to help, and he knows everybody in the town too, which is very helpful. So like if we need like equipment or anything like that, he knows who to get there.
I mean, he even mentioned working at he said it was an Ossining, but FDR. So I mean, he's definitely knows some disc golf, whether or not he plays, obviously.
Yeah, he's retired, I think, from the state parks, but he was into the state parks pretty big. Like aside from Thatcher, like he knew about pretty much all the state park courses. Like I don't know how much involvement he had, but from FDR to even Minekill, like he knows Chris Kenyon, the park manager there, pretty well. And so I think overall, like statewide, he's been a pretty big proponent and supporting disc golf and helping it grow. So I'm glad that he's literally lives in Greenville and is president of the not-for-profit.
So what's your next goal at that course?
So the immediate goal is I need to have better directional signage to get to the course from the parking lot, and then also like how to navigate around it, which should be pretty simple. Then after Minekill, because I'm kind of switching gears to Minekill right now, I'll go back to Greenville and focus on getting tee pads in. I want to get the 9 holes finished, because if we're going to do like clinics and stuff, I want to have like a nice little loop that we can take people on. And concurrently, I'm trying to finish the design for the other 9. Designing is a lot of work. It takes a ton of time. So that's probably not something I'm going to get done right away, but it's something I got to do if I want to get 18 holes back there.
On Saturday, you mentioned the winter layout and a summer layout, but you actually want to get 18 in the woods, like even that you could play in the summer?
Yeah. So there'll be 18, and the winter layout's going to be for like bigger tournaments. So I'm already planning on running an event there in September, and we want to use the field. So we'll have the winter layout. I don't know what kind of shape the rest of the course will be in, but my goal is to have disc catchers that we can move from layout to layout. And then maybe down the road, if disc golf becomes really popular, we would just basically install both layouts. When I went to the town board a year ago, that was kind of what the pitch that I sold was, all right, we want to put the first 9 here, and then we want to use like a winter layout. And I kind of just highlighted the area, explained it, and then had a summer layout and it kind of explained the benefits of doing it that way. And so that's what they approved. That's what we can continue to design and install. Just curious, what did you think of the 9-hole layout that we did?
I liked it. Well, for my forehand, it was great. I only needed to throw one backhand, and that was on the last hole. And that was basically like a standstill. I could do. But no, I liked it.
What about hole 7, like the one with the rock wall? That's pretty backhand too, right? Where I said that like the stone wall would be inbounds for our doubles round, but in the future it would be the one that we did like a lot of fairway work on.
Oh, that one. That actually reminded me. Has anybody here played Wolf Woods?
Mm-mm.
No. It reminded me of a hole at Wolf Woods. Although you say backhand, but I still see forehand. I mean, it's tough to get through that first set of trees. I got lucky too. I kind of overturned it, but I really liked it. The one I was hesitant. I think it might have been 6. That's the one you posted a picture of last week with the basket in.
Yeah, with the stream on the left.
Yeah, but you put it from a different angle than where the basket is.
Yeah.
So that rock wall, if you're throwing a forehand, you're going to have to go over that rock wall and come back. So that one, I think, is more, for me at least, I threw it right into the ground because I was afraid of throwing it over that rock wall. So I think that one I was more worried about than 7. Like you said, it's a beginner-friendly layout. So I was, very positive about it. Once you get your Jaimen layout out, that's when I'll have some criticisms, sir. I had fun. And that's what I was referring to because we played doubles and it was, what were the teams?
It was me and Doug, Eli, Sparky, Spalding, and Peter Lundstedt, and Pat and Jess.
It was what, 4-4-3?
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, but Jason's team ended up at -4 with a bogey, and we played a clean round.
Yeah.
So I felt,
Just means we have more birdies.
That's true. That's true. But also, we did go ahead of you on the box from the course designer, I might add. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Fair.
And I would say Jess and I had a very complimentary. I was definitely ham and egg because we each had about 4 or 5 decent drives and 4 or 5 turkey drives. So it worked out perfect.
Yeah, that was fun doing some mob golf and with kids playing too.
And
so
the kids only beat us on only 2 or 3 holes.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, when I got there, I pulled up to the baseball field and I was like, I don't see any baskets. So I'm like, let me go further down this road. And then I got down to the pavilion and I'm like, I still don't see any baskets. I messaged Jason and then I saw some folks just milling around and they came up to me and they were like, hey, what are you here for? You here for cleaning up the park? And I was like, disc golf. And they said, oh, Jason. I said, yep. And I had a gentleman escort me the 5.5 mile walk. I mean, half-mile walk. But no, he actually was great. So Brian walked me to where you guys were working, and he actually gave me, we're walking down the thing, and you could see the mountains. He's like, oh, that's blah, blah, blah peak, and that's blah, blah, blah mountain, and that's blah, blah, blah. And obviously, you could tell I retained all that information, but he was very, the Vanderbilts, and I was asking about jeans, and you guys probably don't get that reference either, like the $2, but that's cool. But no, it was great. It was a great time.
Well, thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, it was great PR for disc golf in Greenville. I think us doing that, taking all that metal and glass out of there and just getting a photo of all that work just shows that, we're there to help the park.
I will tell you this, though. I was driving home and tell me, I don't know if you guys have noticed the weird signs on the interstates these days. I believe on St. Patrick's Day, there was
oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't press your luck, blah, blah, blah. And then Corey mentioned the one for the eclipse, arrive early, stay late, April 8, that kind of thing. So I'm on my way home and I see, and mind you, it's May 4th. Slow down, you must. Arrive safely, you will. May the 4th be with you kind of thing.
Who is getting paid for this?
That's what I want to know.
What does that like LinkedIn page look like for the application to become the signologist for the New York State Department of Public Works?
It's crazy.
It's a 4-year degree.
Yeah. Finally, I know what the general studies degree gets you. A state job.
I haven't noticed it before this year, but they're definitely making these signs a little wacky. Anything else on I Love My Park Day? All right. I did want to quickly go over some of the stuff from last week in disc golf. Colonial Lakers Monday doubles. Second place, Mark Bryan and Jordan Johns shot a -6 behind Cali, Christopher, Evan, Chuck. All three names shot a -8. Gunks also had Monday doubles. Dennis Flynn and Jackson Quinn shot a -6. On Tuesday, we had J Park Points Championship Week 7. How'd that go, Corey?
Yeah, so there was rain in the forecast, so numbers were pretty light. We actually didn't really get much rain, which was kind of nice, but we played the J West 19 hole layout, which is the OG J West layout, but we also play hole 36 in the back. There's 12 of us. Big payday for Justin Muccelli. He hit the first ace of the league. That was for $175, I think.
Heck yeah.
And then him and Chad got the birdie bank as well. And also the win. So a big day for Justin, which I feel like I keep saying every week for J-Dubs, except for
when you
week.
played with him. I was going to say that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And Brian Monahan got the cash CTP. This upcoming week, though, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but historically for J-Dubs, as the days get longer, we usually add more holes and come up with like 22 or 23 hole layouts, 24 hole layouts until like the solstice. That's usually for a J27 round. But I think I know what I'm doing for at least for this next week is we're going to push the start time to 5:15 and still play 18 holes to hopefully allow some people that can't get to the park so early, a chance to show up. So we will be playing J East in the woods starting at 5:15. And if you're just hearing this, you're already late. So good job.
Flip me in.
Yeah, I always get a couple messages. It's kind of funny though. I have not had any instances so far where like, someone showed up without telling me they're going to be late and then it messes up all the pairings or whatever.
All right. Also on Tuesday, we had Kisco Tuesday dubs. Kyle Lumsden and Simon Ramon shot a -1 behind Bobby Fair and Nathan Munster, who won with a -5. Wednesday, Stony Kill random dub. How'd that go, Alec?
It was the first really nice day that we've had the Stony Kill doubles on, which is awesome. I played with Lenny. I'm blanking on his last name because he doesn't have UDisc and I can't look it up. But I played with Lenny for the second time. Super nice guy. Fun playing with him. But our card mates were Rory Tice and Sam Richter, who just absolutely went off. We shot a respectable 9 down, but they shot 12 down, which was just absolutely great. Every time we thought we were going to get a stroke on them, they decided to hit a 40-foot putt or, a putt from the bottom of the hill on hole 4. So, yeah, they were just absolutely crushing it. Nobody really had a chance. A couple of people had a chance to catch them, but, we played very quickly and we played very well. So it was really nice. We actually got done, I want to say, an hour and 45 minutes for a doubles round, which is really surprising. But, yeah, super nice day. Super smooth rounds. Rory and Sam played really well.
All right. Jaimen, was there no CTK singles league this week?
No. I thought it was going to rain a lot more than it did, and then it didn't.
Also on Wednesday, Shen Creek doubles had a tie for third, 3-way tie for third, -7. Austin Dudla, Charles Gordon tied with Jay O'Leary and Ryan Travis 148-343, and Kurt Osterlitz and Anthony Stamboli. Second place -8 was Bobby Hallam and Joe Karen. And your winner at -9, Levi V and Pat M, the initial folks. Also on Wednesday, deadbeat doubles, 8 players, yellow front, white back. Evan Keogh and Jack took it down at -11. But the Birdie Bank, the new edition of the Birdie Bank, rolls over. 3 teams scared it with 3 out of 4, but nobody's gotten it yet. Paint Bureau Pro League. Before we get to the actual results, apparently they're not going to be able to do Wilcox anymore. You guys hear about that?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I was kind of, I feel like I was talking about that with somebody. I was kind of surprised that we would be playing there because I know that like they went through changes at the park, and I thought that it was a thing where they weren't going to be allowed or it wasn't going to be as accepted to like stay at the park after dusk or whatever their rule is.
7 o'clock. Sure.
7 o'clock. Which if I wasn't in jury duty and it would be a lot easier for me to get there, then I'd be super bummed because I like playing Wilcox, and I don't usually have enough of a reason to go down there. But since Central Park is a lot closer to downtown Albany, and I should have no problem making it, then
Is that where it's going to be this week?
I think
Yep.
the revised schedule showed Central Park, Schenectady.
This past week was SPW, and 5-8 is CPS.
Looks like Tyler Calzada took it by 2 strokes over Brett DeLamator. You played as well, Corey. Any thoughts? This one was at where?
Stephen P. Wallace
SPW.
in Voorheesville.
It freaked me out because I thought that's what it was, but it says Koymans, and that's J Park, right?
Oh yeah, I feel like when you go to the PGA page, it shows Queemans at the top.
And that's probably just because
Yeah.
you have to pick one place.
You got to set it somewhere. Yeah.
So how did that go, Corey?
Yeah, so like I was at jury duty, and I was expecting it to be there till 4:30, and we got done around 3. So I'm like, shit, what do I do now? I have like 2.5 hours before I have to be at the park. I thought about running home real quick, but I didn't really know why I would do that because by the time I got home, I'd like hang out for 10 minutes and turn around and go right to the park. So I stopped at Stewart's. I put gas in my motorcycle, and it was a nice day out. And I decided, like, I'll get something tasty to drink at the park and like warm up since I'm going to be there for 6 hours at this point, or 5 hours. And I got like a Arnold Palmer like spiked iced tea lemonade thing.
Mhm.
It was sunny out. I enjoyed a nice drink, played a few holes with a few people, and then got to the first tee pad, and it kind of hit me that I'm like, oh man, this gap doesn't look like I could hit it so easily anymore. And for the first 8 or 9 holes, I was like, I could not, the disc was not going where I wanted it to go. So I dug myself a pretty big hole in the beginning of our round. I also started on the back 9, which the first couple holes of the back 9 are pretty tough. I didn't play very well. So this was like, usually I'll have a beer or 2 during league, but I think after blowing it the first week, I might not do that anymore. I'll keep that for doubles.
I mean, it's not a blow up round or anything. I mean, it's not.
It felt worse than what it
Yeah.
turned out to be.
I mean, you did lose to Brian Bickersmith. Did you hear about that?
Oh, I did. The first hole is like under 300 feet, par 3, and I 3-putted on it, and I airballed twice from, I think, the first one was definitely an airball. That was inside 20 feet. And then my comebacker, I think I splashed out, and then I tapped in a 5 to start off with on a hole that should not get worse than a 3. And then I also bogeyed the next hole. So to be 3 over through 2 holes, that was kind of stinky.
I will point out that I actually thought that Jeremy Forehand and Florida Man Million were 2 different people. But looking at the results here, he came in 3rd. Jeremy Forehand, Florida Man Million is all one name. I've seen it in doubles before, and I was like, did they play triples? But no.
Yeah, I played on the card with him. He was kind of crushing it for really only throwing forehands, as his name would imply. And Jeremy also like plays in slides, or I guess you wouldn't call them flip-flops, but sandals. And SPW is known to be a wet course.
No.
So I like the kind of place you'd want to wear anything other than like Terex's. Adidas Terex's like thrive there. Open toed or sandals or whatever does not. I watched him eat shit on one of the tee pads too, like kind of like slid off. The tee pads there are built with like 4x4s and pavers. Mm-hmm. And on some of the holes, the tee pad is actually like higher than ground level. And he took a nasty spill on, I think it's hole 16, and just landed on the corner of the 4x4. And I felt it go down my hip just watching him slip. But yeah, he crushed it. That's kind of cool thing about Paint Bureau Pro League is people that come out that a lot of times they'll say like, oh yeah, I'm not expecting to do much or whatever. It's pro league, and then they kind of shoot a hot round, surprise themselves.
Absolutely. So Thursday, Disc Beat Club Year 2, they played SBW Whites. Ray Vaca came in 4th with 9 points. Michael Filicki in 3rd with 10. Mark Stryker in 2nd with 11, and Steve Katula came in 1st place, got 12 points overall. Derek Stasinski in 5th place with 26 points. Anthony Stamboli in 4th with 27. Greg Kurtz in 3rd with 35.5 points. Mark Stryker in 2nd with 37. And your leader with 44 points, Mr. Kevin Kroenke. Friday, we had the Disc Golf Journey League, which scared away a bunch of people because they played Jay North. Is that correct, Jason?
Yep, Jay North.
Who won the gold division?
I can't even take credit. I played one of my worst rounds in like a long time on J North and still won. But had anybody from like other divisions played, they probably.
I see. Looks like Caitlin Clay won the red division, and Mike Warner, Highland Mike Warner, won the green division.
Yeah, he had a good round. I did before the round. I had my fastest tech disc throw, so at least I had that.
70 plus?
No.
Oh.
What was it?
I don't remember. It was like
60 plus?
yeah, it was like 66, I think.
Oh, I thought you were doing. I thought you threw 66 last time.
All right, now I gotta check.
Maybe he had tied for his fastest.
That was Friday. 66.5.
Oh. Do you know the layout for this coming week?
I think Jess is gonna do J South.
And what is that for the uninitiated?
It's a little more open than Wooded, but it's got a good balance. It plays the new holes between hole 2 and 7. So those are some pretty tight technical wooded holes. And it also plays hole 36.
Okay. So it's mostly on the side where you park.
Yeah, it's probably the closest holes to the pavilion, the closest layout to the pavilion.
The shape that it makes probably has the most centered centroid.
Oh, wow. That's like 2 weeks in a
I
row.
don't know how you use those terms. It's a compact layout. I tried to work it in
I
there.
appreciate that.
That'd be like the lowest moment of inertia.
All right. Also on Friday, we had SPW Doubles League. Michael Filicki and Doug Ionin shot a -7 for third place. Tim Martino and Jay Gorsage came in second at -8. And Josh Weinstock and John Duda may or may not be related to Lucas Duda at -9. That's a Met joke. Kevin Kroenke will get that. Saturday, obviously, is a tournament day. Sunday, Discap Sunday Tag League Week 2 at Shen was canceled due to rain. Next week, they will be at SPW, or in 2 days, they will be at SPW. And Shen Creek Sunday Upshot League Week 1. I didn't find any results. I just wanted to point it out that Shen Creek has a Sunday Upshot League, which is probably very difficult to score and post because it's an upshot league. So
it's a very cool idea. I don't know if anybody showed up this Sunday because it was 50 degrees and rainy after a 70-degree and sunny day.
That's true. Saturday was like the perfect day, and then Sunday was the perfect day to not go anywhere because you were in ultimate pain. But I'm talking about myself, not anybody else. It worked out perfectly for me. Does anybody have anything else, or we got time for a quiz?
Cool.
We got 5. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do a 3-2, or does anybody want to go Cali? By going Cali, you just get to go first.
I'm definitely not pulling a Cali chip.
Corey, Alex, and Jaimen are all tied on the leaderboard at 6. I don't hear anybody. Going once, twice, sold. Jaimen, who's your partner?
It's Corey, Alex, and I are all tied?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with Jason.
Ooh, the J-Men are back.
Wow, sorry, man.
All right. So then do we have a team name for Alex, Corey, and Randy?
I think this is the first time it's been done, so I don't know if we have anything.
Alex.
Corralex Bobandy.
Car.
Actually, yes,
Yeah,
car.
Team Car.
Thank
Car.
you.
Team car.
The J-Men versus the car. All right, J-Men. I've got 5 banked, but I got 4 categories here. First 2 that get picked will be used. The other 2 will, be used on a later date. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. J-Men.
Which one was the science one?
If I was going to do a science one, Jason, what number would it be?
It would be 1. You want to go with 1?
Yeah, let's go with 1.
All right, category 1. It is not a science category.
Everything's science if you
That's
look
true.
at it at a wide enough
That's
view.
a good point. Yeah.
It's art
Except
history.
astrology. But
J-Men. Question 1, category 1. What is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers? What is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers?
Between the shore and the out. That sounds like science to me.
Shore and outer breaker. So wave action. I'm thinking like tide.
I was going to say riptide,
Riptide could.
but I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem. I like tide just in general.
And then if he'll say, can you be more specific if it's riptide, right?
Maybe.
Right, Pat.
Yeah, I've never really thought about those two things interacting in any way.
I'm not thinking of any other types of wave action.
Yeah. First question. We could be overthinking it. We could be underthinking it.
Yeah, let's go tide.
All right.
What do you think, Car?
Oh, right again.
I think
We
this
underthink it.
question seems awfully familiar, unless I just dreamt of it.
I seem to recognize it as well, but I don't remember what the answer was.
Okay, I don't recognize it at all.
I'm with Randy.
I think it's surf.
Yeah.
It's the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers.
Yeah, so like it's the surf because like past the outermost breakers are waves that don't break. They're like rolling waves.
I'm fine with surf.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of anything.
Cool.
You guys good?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Sure.
the surf a disc?
Let's go.
I remember that question now.
I say
Do we like metagame it? Do we think it's a yes since he brought the question back?
Yeah, I mean, if it is a repeat of a question and it's not just, similar words being used in a similar way that we're all cluing in on,
good point. It's a
then
disc.
it would make sense for it to be a disc.
It is now a disc.
Sounds like a DGA disc.
It does sound like a DGA disc.
Go with it.
I'm good with yes.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I asked it, it was not. Disc Golf Association, April 1st, 2024.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, I remember I said surf. I was like, oh, it's the wave that people surf on. And
oh
like
yeah.
that.
We don't have to because I'll play it right now.
From episode 191, October 6th, 2023.
Corey and Alec, what is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers?
I don't know. Are we talking about the tide?
Between what and the outermost breakers?
What is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers?
Tide does come in and go out. At first I was thinking like, yeah, when waves break, do they call it like, they don't say like white tops, right?
White caps.
Tide seems pretty good.
I'm not thinking of anything else.
Wait, the wave action?
The wave action, yes.
Yeah, tide. I can't think of anything else other than tide either.
I'm not super confident in it, but I can't think of anything else. So
Tide.
What do you think, Jaimen?
Damn it.
My thought was always Riptide, but what would Pat have done with just Tide?
Wash my shirts?
hey.
I was going to say swell.
One more time, Pat.
What is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers?
So outermost breakers, is that out in the water? Dumb question.
Yeah.
So yeah, Riptide would be there, undertow. I feel like if it were Riptide though, he would have said, "Can you be more specific?"
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Using your
That's my
knowledge
problem
of the
with
question
Riptide.
asker. I see.
I kind of like undertow. I'm totally in the dark on this one. Jack, you live closest to the ocean. Go.
Yeah, I know it. How about the break?
I haven't the faintest clue on this one.
About 20 seconds.
This isn't captivating talk.
No, we're not doing that thing.
So like the waves you surf on.
Can we hear it one more time, Pat?
What is the common name for the wave action between the shore and the outermost breakers?
Ain't gonna be break. I mean, and it was a steal anyway. I'm not gonna beat myself up.
Jaimen, throw a guess out there.
Undertow.
We're looking for surf.
Damn it!
That makes a lot of sense.
You literally said the word, Jason.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's the stuff you surf on.
Which is not a disc. All right, Carr, you're up 2-0. What category, 1 through 4?
I say we do 4 because it's very rare that we even get a 4.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question 1, category 4. The many species of what small birds are the green, the gold, and the bull? The many species of what small birds are the green, the gold, and the bull?
Are these finches?
All right. Yeah, this would be Finch.
All right, cool. That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to give Randy the chance to answer.
I want to take it away from Randy.
I appreciate
You
that.
guys go with that?
Good with Finch.
Is the finch a disc?
I mean, birds in general feel like good answers for discs.
You guys had this question last time, though. Was it a disc or not?
I'm
Wait,
literally
did we?
trying to recall it. I'm trying to recall this one.
Yes, I remember
from
exactly
just,
where I
like,
was when I was
2 months ago.
replaying the episode back. I was going down some windy ass road down Route 9, getting to FDR, towing a trailer to get a practice round with Jack Bradley at Downstate. Are we saying yes?
I want to say yes.
Me too.
Now I'm scared. What if all of them are old questions? And
Oh,
never
no, then
mind.
you better
Let's
at
go
least
with
get
it.
the answers right.
I am happy with yes.
I'm good with yes.
Yes.
The first time it was not, but this time Stokely Discs, April 29th, 2024.
Nice.
From episode 216, March 29th, 2024.
All right. Question 1, category 1. The many species of what small birds are the green, the gold, and the bull?
I know there's a goldfinch. Don't know the other ones.
I stopped listening when you said Berg because I figured you'd have it.
All right. I'm good with Finch if you're good with Finch.
Yeah, absolutely. I defer to your wisdom here.
Is the finch a disc?
I think it's an okay disc name. It's not
I
great.
do like it, but I've never heard of it before.
I know Stokely's been doing bird names for his new line, but the Finch wasn't one of them. So I don't know.
I want to say yes, but that's based on nothing.
I've definitely never seen one. I don't know. It's toss up probably. You want to just go with yes?
Yeah, let's go
Because
with
of
yes,
course it
man.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, because of course it is.
Sorry, no.
Jack Bradley's laughing at you because it never worked for me either. You guys are trying to copy it.
Is this Scott Stokely's second disc brand?
I think you brought that up.
Yeah,
at
well,
some
didn't
point,
you
'cause
bring
his
that
old
up?
one was like 420 related, and
Yeah.
now it's not.
All right, I very clearly don't remember anything.
I
that
feel
ever
like I'm
happened.
in an alternate universe. And is this happening right now?
I
Deja
listened to
vu?
the podcast back and I still don't remember some of these things.
Who are you people, and why are you in my headset?
All right. J-Men, 1 or 4?
What do you
Well,
think?
we knew the answer to number 4. We didn't know the answer to number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping 4 is not birds. Then you're gonna really regret picking me. But maybe if it is, then we can steal them. But if it's, I'm thinking like, are these going to be questions that were previously asked already?
Yeah, that never bodes well for me. Yeah, I'm paralyzed with fear in any direction.
All right, let's go 4.
All right.
Question 2, category 4. What word can be used to describe Georgia's state bird or someone who enjoys skateboarding? What word can be used to describe Georgia's state bird or someone who enjoys skateboarding?
Is it just skater?
Is that a bird?
I don't know. It sounds like a bird. I don't like that answer. How would you describe yourself, Jason?
As a disc golfer.
Shit.
How would you describe 20-year-old Jason?
Immature. Let's see. What are some words for skaters?
It's not punk, is it? I don't know if that actually describes a skateboarder.
Okay, what about birds?
The Georgia. I have no. What kind of birds live in Georgia? Randy knows though. All right. Well, if we don't get this question right, we've at least learned that we're not going back to category 4.
Yeah.
Still valuable research.
And you picked the wrong partner for sure. Oh, man. All right. So birds. Yeah. Like crow.
Can we hear the question one more time?
Certainly.
Stall.
What word can be used to describe Georgia's state bird or someone who enjoys skateboarding?
Oh, it's not even the name of the bird. It just describes the bird. That's
I
even
think
worse.
there's, like, this is probably thinking way too deep, but like Tony Hawk.
Oh, hawk. I like hawk.
But the way he phrased the question, I don't think that's it.
Can we hear the question one more time? I do think you're right, but sorry.
No problem. What word can be used to describe Georgia's state bird or someone who enjoys skateboarding?
Oh, yeah.
Describe the bird.
Right, yeah. So somebody who enjoys skateboarding. What's another way to describe like a risk taker? Adrenaline junkie? I don't know. I have freaking nothing, man. I'm coming up dry.
Yeah.
I like hawk. I just want to say hawk.
I can't think of anything better.
Yeah.
You go with hawk?
And
Yeah.
What do you think, Carr?
I like the hawk.
I was on
Pony.
Hawk.
Yeah,
the
because
whole
I
way.
thought you were really enunciating on like someone, like name a person who enjoys skateboarding. Well, Tony Hawk must enjoy it at least a little bit, right? So, Randy, what is the Georgia State bird?
I don't actually know. I think it's Thrasher though, because it's Thrasher magazine,
Oh, Thrasher.
and that kind of sounds birdie.
That's so metal,
It's
bro.
also a disc.
Oh yeah, it is a disc. Let's go.
Yeah, cool. Thrasher.
Sure.
Is the Thrasher a disc?
Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah, it definitely is.
Yep.
Jason, nothing? No? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, that makes
Okay.
perfect sense.
No.
I would not have connected Thrasher to bird in any way.
Not even
Unless-
sort of.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know the bird side.
That's okay. Is the Thrasher a disc? Did you guys say?
Yeah, it is.
Discraft, August 13th, 2016.
I honestly thought that was much older than 2016.
Well, I thought it
I
was
feel like
newer.
any disc that when did you start playing, Alex? Like for real?
2018, April 2018.
Even for me, it's like any disc that came out before I started playing, I think is ancient, and then I find out it was like a year before I started playing, or something like that.
All right, Carr, what category? 1 or 4?
One seems like the
I am
obvious
good with either
choice.
one.
Should we try and steal category ones?
Well,
I mean, that's always my
worse
play.
when you put it that
Yeah.
way. We could just like
Yeah, let's be
play it.
jerks.
One.
Question 2, category 1. The title of what 1963 Surfari's top 10 hit is also the one surfing move I can easily do myself. The title of what 1963 Surfari's top 10 hit is also the one surfing move I can easily do myself.
I don't know how good Pat is at surfing.
The only surfing move I can think of off the top of my head is Hang 10.
Yeah, me too. But I feel like that's a complicated one to do. Oh, is it just Wipeout?
Oh, that is a
Yeah.
classic song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
why don't you sing it for us, Alex?
No.
Yeah, sure. You guys got this one.
You guys good with that?
Yeah, I like Wipeout.
Yeah, I think Pat can Wipeout.
Okay. Is the Wipeout a disc? I can do wipeout as easily as I can do a right hand backhand.
There you go. I feel like it is. I think wipeout is a disc.
I like it. I'm not super confident.
I'm like 70 to 80% that I've seen it, like on Infinite or something.
To make up for your lack of confidence, I'll be overconfident. Yes, Pat, because of course it is.
You guys good with that?
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I'm sorry, no.
It's a terrible this game. What?
J-Man, 1 or 4?
Can we abstain?
Yeah, seems unfair. Got sea terms or birds?
Oh boy. Yeah, let's go with C terms. We've proven that we suck at both of them. I feel like the only questions I'm ever confident are the ones that are not asked to me.
Yeah.
I've known half of the answers to these. It's just the wrong half.
All right, question 3, category 1. The drift of 60,000 Nikes lost from a container ship helped establish that the California what flows into the North Equatorial what? The drift of 60,000 Nikes lost from a container ship helped establish that the California what flows into the North Equatorial what?
One more time.
The drift of 60,000 Nikes, the sneakers, lost from a container ship helped establish that the California what flows into the North Equatorial what?
Okay, so California blank and equatorial blank. What's the water version of like a jet stream?
I thought that was in the water.
Oh yeah, what forms hurricanes? You have like a warm
Jet stream, right? I thought that the jet stream was in the water.
I thought it was in the air, but
Oh, I don't freaking know. My guesses were bay and sound, but I have again. I'll know the next one. I don't fucking know.
yeah, you're right because it's a term that's like California blank, so that wouldn't be like a jet stream. There's not a Gulf in California, is there? What are their sea terms?
I don't know. I'm
sorry.
God. Garbage patch.
The drift of 60,000 Nikes lost from a container ship helped establish that the California what flows into the North Equatorial what?
It's all an ocean if you just zoom out big enough.
I can think of lots of answers that are right, but they're wrong. Like, I don't know.
Say them.
Time zone. It works, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no clue. None at all.
Would you say sound?
Sound, bay. Yeah, there was another one I thought of, but now I can't remember it.
I like bay a little bit more.
Okay, let's go with it.
Going with Bay?
Yep.
What do you think, Carr?
And
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking Bay before Jaimen said it, but then
Is it not current?
It's
Jason
current.
was
I
thinking
felt really
current,
bad.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It is the jet stream of the ocean.
You guys good with that?
Happy with current?
Yep.
Is the current a disc?
It certainly sounds like a DGA disc.
Yeah, I like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Meridian Discs, April 18th, 2024. All right. Carr, what category? 1 or 4?
We'll keep flip-flopping.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So 4.
4.
All right. Question 3, category 4. The largest bird of prey is what Western Hemisphere vulture that can fly 18,000 feet high and weighs about 30 pounds? The largest bird of prey is what Western Hemisphere vulture that can fly 18,000 feet high and weighs about 30 pounds?
The California condor.
Sure.
And the condor is a disc.
Condor.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What are you going with?
Condor.
California condor.
Can you be
I don't
less
know if I
specific,
should be
Randy?
specific. Yeah, so just condor then.
Is the condor a disc?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of, has registration opened for that?
Yes, I'm signed up for 9:36 in the morning.
Nice.
All right, J-Men, which of the car would you like to steal for the back half?
I mean,
What?
You get to pick
You
one of
take
their
one of our
3
partners.
people. Which one do you want? Alex, Corey, or
Oh,
Randy?
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't fucking care.
I think, I mean, we got sea terms and birds. Obviously, Randy's going to go to both of those.
All right.
I've been doing okay, but I might
You've
be
gotten
sure.
every single answer right.
Yeah, Randy has done all the work.
Yeah.
No offense, Alex. But
I had some, but I also did not have others that he did.
you may
so-
have gotten a couple, but they've been shadowed by Randy, and I'm definitely not helping. I got Finch though.
You did.
All right.
Mhm.
Because Randy didn't say it fast enough.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
right.
like to let it breathe a little.
All right, J-Men plus Randy, what category would you like?
I was honestly going to ask which question would Randy like to answer when we're done trying. So, Randy, what one do you want to answer? I don't.
Let's go with 1.
1?
Yeah, let's see if we can steal bird ones from them.
Question 4, category 1. What word can be an adjective meaning terrific or a long ocean wave that moves without breaking? What word can be an adjective meaning terrific or a long ocean wave that moves without breaking?
It's a swell.
Yep, swell.
You go with that, Jason?
Good job.
Yeah.
Is the swell a disc?
Wouldn't have gotten that one.
I think it is.
Sure.
Jason?
Sure.
3C Discs, April 18th, 2024.
Whoa.
All right. Car minus Randy. What category would you like?
Car.
That's a Massachusetts.
Yeah, Randy Carr.
Old time Randy car.
But there's no Randy for it, though.
Do we want to get a one?
I say we keep going for C terms.
Yeah. One.
All right. Question 5, category 1. In surf speak, when you're inside the green room, you're inside what 6-letter tube, the hollow part of a wave as it breaks? In surf speak, when you're inside the green room, you're inside what 6-letter tube, the hollow part of a wave as it breaks?
I'm pretty confident it's a barrel.
That is 6 letters. Yeah, barrel.
Is the barrel a disc?
Geez, I hope not.
I mean, just imagine the stamp. It just looks like a wooden barrel. You're so dope.
I mean, barrels are not known for going far or flying it at all. And my instinct is no, but I am willing to hear arguments.
Nah, let's go with no.
All right, sounds good.
You are correct. Jaimen plus Randy, what category? 1 or 4?
Close out 1.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Question 6, category 1. Waves can create a current moving away from the shore, properly called what type of current, and much stronger than an undertow?
Riptide.
Wait.
I think that's Riptide.
Waves can create a current moving away from the shore, properly called what type of current, and much stronger than an undertow?
So we just needed Randy on our team to get the questions we know.
The good question.
Is the Riptide a disc?
Sounds like a DGA disc.
I can
thinking
picture
DGA.
all of them on DGA.
Yeah.
That's a problem, though, because 2 of them weren't recently. But anyways, we should do it.
You guys think it
I'm
is?
leaning towards.
I
Yeah.
think yes.
Yep.
Discraft, July 10th, 2003.
Oldie.
All right. Car minus Randy. Ka. Australia's coat of arms has the kangaroo and what bird? Both symbolize the country's forward motion, as it's believed the animals don't like to move backward. Australia's coat of arms has the kangaroo and what bird? Both symbolize the country's forward motion, as it's believed the animals don't like to move backward.
Corey, do you know this one?
Hey, you asked me because you already know it.
I'm between 2, and I don't want to reveal the other one in case I'm wrong.
Well, Randy already knows it anyways because he goes to sleep with the National Geographic channel on. So what are you thinking?
It's either an emu or an ostrich.
I mean, I was kind of thinking ostrich, but it's kind of an ugly bird to have on your coat, your state flag or coat of arms, whatever the hell it was.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't put a kangaroo on one either, but, I mean, people do weird things.
What was the first one you said?
Emu?
Oh, Limu, Emo, and Doug. Do you know the origin of emus and ostriches?
I don't know, to be honest.
Are you leaning towards?
Yeah, I don't think we need to stress too much. I think we're up by enough that they can't catch us.
Okay, so emu?
Sure.
You go with that?
Yep.
Sure.
Is the emu a disc?
Nice. Is the emu a disc? I feel like it is a disc.
Yep, I agree.
Sure.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, I don't agree anymore.
All right,
All
fair. To be fair, I also don't agree.
Jaimen plus Randy, what type of animal answers the question, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? What type of animal answers the question, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
That would definitely be an owl.
Yeah, I remember that from being a kid.
Is the owl a disc?
Never heard of an owl.
I've seen a lot of discs with artwork vowels.
I want to say yes.
Then wasn't there a question where like the great horned owl was a disc for wild or something?
Yeah, me and Mark had that a while back. So for not nitpicking, that is a disc.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has owl on it.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Just to be specific, this would not, like, no adjectives. This is just owl.
Okay, so just owl. I still think yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, because this did not exist when I did the Great Horned Owl question, but Stokely Discs, April 29th, 2024.
Hey.
All right, final question for Ka. Also the name of a Marine Corps aircraft, what bird of prey is alternatively known as a fishhawk? Also the name of a Marine Corps aircraft, what bird of prey is alternatively known as a fishhawk?
Fishhawk.
A marine aircraft. When we had this question before, it was like the vertical takeoff helicopter. I know we guessed Osprey, but Fishhawk, Blackhawk. I say Osprey.
I'm not super opposed to that. My initial thought was Falcon, because I'm pretty sure that's a fighter jet thing, but I don't know anything about a fishhawk, so.
All right, I'll take the fall for this one. Osprey.
Sure. Osprey?
Is the Osprey a disc?
Is the Osprey a disc? Yes, because of course it is.
I like it.
All right, sounds good.
Aquaflight Discs, January 7th, 2016. All right, nice comeback, Jaimen, but looks like I got 16-6.
Good job, Randy.
Thanks,
Can I get
Randy.
a point? Can I have a point?
Yeah, Randy still wins. That's how. Yeah.
I was going to give him a point either way.
Yeah, you deserve that one, Randy.
Thanks. That was my night. I was like writing it down. I knew every single one.
Nice.
It is funny because you guys picked 4 because that was the other one where I found a question for a disc that we had used before. Surf was actually whatever category we didn't use last week. So it was just funny. Thank you, Randy, Alex, Corey, Jaimen, and Jasan, and sweet up Hudson Valley. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Jaimen, you and I are the only ones from here that are going to Camp on Saturday, right?
I think so. I don't know if Alex ever signed up. I know he was looking at it, but
We didn't con Alex into coming down with us for this one.
He's either muted or AFK.
No, I was muted and couldn't make. So I'm playing Hades on the other screen.
Ah,
Oh, I never ended up playing that.
damn! There goes tonight's trivia.
Yeah, I couldn't make the mouse go from the one screen to the other screen to unmute. So, what tournament are we talking about?
Gaw.
Yes, I am signed up for Mighty Gaw. I was going to
nice.
ask you guys
Oh, you are?
what the plan was, if anyone was planning on carpooling, etc.
Damn, had no idea you were signed up for that one.
Yep. Well, the thing is, you probably were looking at MPO. I was signed up for MA1, and
You're
I'm still
assuming
signed
that
up.
I looked at any registrations. I just
Well, there you go.
He just knows it's outside your 30-minute.
If it's just me, I can go outside the 30 minutes.
No, I forgot. Alex doesn't play any local C tiers, just B and A tiers that are 2+ hours away.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I'm set up right now.
Yeah, this is a B, right?
I'm guessing.
Yep, it always has been. Yeah, always is a good pro field too.
Brinster, Cutler, anything else is bonus, I guess. But those.
Is this smaller than last year? I feel like last year was kind of popping. 17 for this year. We're
27 in MA1.
yeah, 22. And damn, I got my ass kicked here.
I wonder why they did 75 players.
Because they hate everybody.
So they could put Corey on a ghost hole.
Yeah, so they can put me on a
So they could
five.
put Corey on a ghost hole. That makes sense.
I will say, Mighty Gaw is an absolute slog of a course, so having a 5-sum definitely adds some time to it.
Now for pro, do you guys play blue black or just black?
Blue and then black.
Pros and MA1 will play blues round 1, blacks round 2. All of the divisions will play 2 rounds of blues. Trophy only. AMs will receive a player's pack, and there's no specification on what the player's pack is.
The player's pack, as long as I've been playing, has been a disc and then something else. 1 year was a pint glass, that kind of stuff. 1 year was a stool.
I got a flask 1 year
Always useful stuff.
with the tournament stamp.
Yeah, yep.
I'm pretty sure we did this like blues and blacks last year, right? But did we play the shorter one second round?
No, we did it normal. We played the longest second round.
Damn, I kind of wouldn't mind doing it the other way around at Camp Gaw. I remember it was hot that day. It was hot. The sun was out.
Yeah, it was a super nice day.
I remember at the end being so exhausted. I think someone gave me a warm beer, a warm Miller Lite, like some guys that were parked behind us, and it was delicious.
Yep. Yeah, and then we went to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said it was a slog. Anything else I should know about the course?
You've never played it, Alex?
Never played it. I'm going in blind for this one.
Trees, 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 rocks, rocks, rocks.
Elevation, elevation, elevation.
When you're throwing down
Yeah.
the hill on, is it 15
and
18?
Yep.
You might see your disc land out there, but really try to make a mental note of something nearby, because once you spend the 10 minutes walking down the hill, assuming you're even the first one, like you're the one that's out, it's going to be quite a long time before you get to where you think your disc is. And then by then you will have forgotten, oh yeah, and because when you actually get down into it, the grass is like 10 times longer than you think it is standing on the top of the hill. At least that's what it was last year.
Yep. The grass looks very short from the top of the hill, and you get down there and it's like above your ankle and you start freaking out.
Especially on 18 when you're like really trying to throw it far.
Yeah.
And it spends a lot of time in the air.
Yeah. The other word of advice is you can't throw far enough downhill on 18.
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to aim so far down, like way more than you've ever thought you would ever need to throw down. And you just, in general on that course, you really need to exaggerate your stabilities. So there are some holes where you're going to throw a Roadrunner like a Thunderbird and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I don't think I've seen many courses that have more steeper hills in both directions than Mighty got. And it's just like constant. There's like 3 holes that are flat on the top.
I am curious to hear Alex's rundown of hole 18 because he likes to throw far.
I do enjoy throwing far.
I would think that that's a long thrower's dream.
Yep.
If I had a suggestion, maybe use the ski, the lift.
Yeah.
Pick one. I definitely made it past that one.
I made it to the 4th one.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember last year I feel like there was like some orange cone out to the left side, and like so many people were landing over there, which was nice because you'd be like, oh, you're by the orange cone too. And that would reduce it to only a 100-foot radius you had to surge. But then also this place kind of gets the same thing as like Heiser Hole 12, where like you're like, oh, I got this giant fairway I can throw, and I'm throwing down the hill. But a lot of people just throw it straight or high, and it gets that crazy left movement. Next thing you know, you're like in some other holes fairway, but even further away than you would be in Heiser because it's even more of downhill.
Sure. All right. So right now I'm kind of picturing Meadowbrook hole 18, but more downhill.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
multiply it by 7.
Okay.
Like if you were to go to like Google Maps and go to the ski hill and then turn the setting on so you can see contour lines, like there'll actually be different contour lines for this hill you're throwing down, not just a little bump at Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
So it's like an actual ski hill that you're throwing down. Okay.
Yeah. So, Alex, what's the par 4 at OKDGC that goes up the hill? The one that goes like over the swamp and then straight up?
Oh, okay, hole 7. Yeah.
But you're throwing down it, and it's like 3 of them stacked on top of each other.
All right.
It's impossible to exaggerate how steep this hill is and just how down it is. Like your drive is, if you hit it right, is going to go 700 to 800 feet.
That's awesome. Sounds like a lot of fun at the very least.
Oh, absolutely.
And it finishes on an island green.
Yeah, it's a 1,500-foot par 5 with an island green that people are going to birdie.
All right. Sounds like fun.
I mean, this is the contour lineable. I'm seeing about 640, 680, 680 feet at the top of the where you tee off from, and like the basket is at like 1, 2, 3, like 480. So I'm pretty sure you're throwing over 100 feet downhill of elevation.
Dang.
I mean, you definitely are, but I think I was trying to measure it with my rangefinder last year, and like I couldn't actually do it because the rangefinder was maxing out. I couldn't actually beam where it started to get flat at the bottom.
All right. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
I'm looking forward to hopefully not getting stuck in a like statewide recycling line this time. Or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I haven't heard
You
anything
mean
about
pulling
it.
into the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a big problem for us. I think we scooted around it all. But